All right, welcome, smart traders. And on this video, I'm going to share with you my CADJPY risk reward 1 to 4, okay, trade win that I woke up this morning to the win, and plus a nice setup possible trade idea that is forming. Okay, I'm going to show that to you in just a moment. Now, love to know, drop me a comment and let me know what kind of trader are you, a new, intermediate, or advanced. Love to know that. And my strategy that I use here is using smart money concepts, and I use a very specific strategy called the banker scandal. If you'd like to learn more, certainly drop certainly hit a link somewhere in the description of this video, or drop me a comment that is in the description of this video, and we'll inbox you with more information. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button. This way you get more videos like this. And please also give me a like if you find this valuable, all right, whatever you are watching. So, just a little disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. This is not in any way, financial advice. You trade at your own risk. Obviously past experiences does not guarantee any future, experiences. So again, trade your own risk, do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a guy here doing videos. Okay, let's jump into the content here, and let me show you how what I see. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly here what I see and what the trade that I took. I'm going to leave this risk reward up. This is exactly, I'm going to replay it, and I'm going to show you in real live, exactly the possible, trade that I see that is nicely setting up. Okay. You do see here some alarms. Don't worry about that. What we're going to focus is right here. Let's see here. We're going to focus right here. All right. This is going to be where I entry the trade yesterday, and then I woke up to a win. So basically, the first thing that you want to do using smart money analysis, just kind of to step back for a moment, I don't use any trend lines. Okay. This is retail. You're probably using some kind of trend lines. They would possibly stopping you out if you are using maybe these trend lines right here. I would have never probably gotten in the trade, or if I did, I would have lost. So none of that. Also, if you are, retail, you probably see this as, supports and resistance. What it depends what you're looking at, right up here, whatever you are looking. So anyway, I don't use any trend lines. The only thing that I do use is use the banker box is marking up a box. There was a box here. I'll show you in a moment. And then I follow to a very simple strategy. Now, okay, one of the things that you want to look when you first start looking at trades, see where the trend is going. And what I see here, I see a bullish trend. Okay, bullish trend on a daily, bullish trend. If you look at this as the lag, oops. So if you look this here as this whole lag, this is bullish on the daily. And now, oops, we'll dive into the 4-hour. Just the 4-hour, I see this. There was, so I talked about being bullish. There was this push up. There was this box set up here. Box is basically an accumulation that we see, and then we look for very specific candles. Okay, again, if you'd like to learn more, click the link somewhere in the description or drop me a comment. If you see here, this is a 4-hour, and you see here how this 4-hour, this bullish 4-hour, how there was a correction, right? There was a correction right here, and it came right back to it, right? Look at this. Came right back to it. This is a 4-hour candle. We call it the banker candle. And then minimal drawdown. Look at this. Minimal drawdown. This is a 14 pip drawdown with the possibility of a win. This is a few days. This is, this is back in January. But I just want to share with you here how this works. If you took the trade somewhere here. Let's just say you got in, yeah, you got in right here on this line. This would have been, we covered the wick, and let's just say you, actually, did I put, this is long, I want to do short, that's why it didn't look right. So we covered the wick, and let's just say you just came down here, just up to this point. All right, this would have been and if you risk 1%, it would have been a 7% win. Usually, I typically do risk a 2%. So this would have been a 2 to 7. So that means I would have gotten a 7%. If you went all the way down, you're looking at almost a 28% gain. All right, now let's not be greedy. You want to get your win and get out. Even if it was a 1 to 3, look at this. If it wasn't 1 to 3, you would have got in here. If you got out here, it would have been a 133.5. That's like a 7% win. All right, that's not the. I don't remember if I took that trade. This is the trade I took yesterday. So what I saw here, there was a breaker structure. Okay, I'm going to show that to you here. There was this big drawdown, right? That reacted. It reacted from that candle I showed you before, right? Then is that? Let me see here again. All right, not here. All right, this is the bank. So it reacted here, then it created an accumulation, or the banker box that we call it. And then there was a reaction here, right, to the downside. So it broke out to the downside. And then there was a pullback. And this is where you could possibly gotten in as well. Okay, and this candle right here, right, using the banker box. So again, this is another possibility, another entry. This is another 30 pip, 30 to 30. If you dig down, you possibly go to get a little smaller stop. But that's fine. And then you would have gotten all of this here. From here all the way. From here all the way potentially down here, right? This would have been a win. So that's not what I want to show you. Let's get back here to what I want to show you. So they will call this as a breaker structure. As you see here, BOS, breaker structure. There was a pullback, there was a correction, and then there was another, if you look here, there was another big accumulation here. Then there was it took off to mitigate this candle, right? Came back and it broke this structure right here. This is a 4-hour structure. It broke this, all these candles, right? It broke, we call this breaker structure. There's an internal structure here too. It broke this structure here too. That's where it flagged me. It broke the structure and then went all the way. And then since then, as you see, it has been on an order flow, on a nice order flow, meaning there's a pull down, there's a breaker structure, there's another breaker structure here, and there's a pullback. There's another breaker structure here. If you look on 1 hour. So this is what I want to show you, the 1 hour that I took yesterday. So there was, there's this accumulation here, right? There was this pulled, if you call this a little box right here, this little reaction. There was a big drawdown, a pullback, and then there was another. Then as it came down right here, I saw this in 1 hour. I saw this accumulation, okay, and then when you see this accumulation, what happens is I saw this. So it took liquidity over here. It took liquidity. It basically, I'll explain that in a moment, and then it broke to the downside. Okay, it broke to the downside. When I saw this, I saw the opportunity here on a 1 hour candle to get in. Okay, and I'll show you here exactly what happened. So this is the candle. I saw it took liquidity. This blue candle, basically, if you are in retail, you would be putting a lot of retail would be putting their buy stops here, and let me grab just this. You'd be putting your sells here, most likely, and or your buys here, because you look at this as resistance and support. And what happens is, I saw this candle here, took liquidity, it immediately came down with a drawdown, and then it pulled back. And that's what I saw this candle here. So we call this right here where I have the money signs, the little box is the banker box, and banker box. And you can learn this in, if you inbox me, I'll show you exactly how we show you, me and my team, the team I belong to, how to do this. It's pretty simple once you understand there's only 2 trades you need to know to basically pull as much pips out of the market. So let me play this, and then I'll show you what happened yesterday. This is from yesterday. As you see here, it pulled, look, right there. I got in here. I just had a little buffer, basically minimal drawdown, and it pulled all the way. So let's just pull it, go all the way. So this is the trade I woke up this morning, right? And this is a 1 to 4. So I risked. So if you risk 1%, you would have gotten a 4% win. If you risked 4%, 2%, you would have gotten an 8% win. This is using the banker box strategy. Now, basically, what we do is follow the coattails of the banks. We know that the banks basically manipulated the market here. They basically fooled every retail marketer, grabbed liquidity, came down, came back to get their money, and now it pulled back. Now they're doing the same. So as you see here, oops. So let me just finish that. Now they're doing the same. So this is an order flow trade now that I'm following. So it's about, so if we go on 4 hours, you see this. So again, I told you this on the 1 hour yesterday, it mitigated this candle. So this candle is mitigated. Now it broke structure right here. It broke structure, and it broke structure here too. So there's multiple breaks of structure, which is exactly what we like to see. So basically what the banks are telling us, they're showing their hands, and they're telling us where it's going. So, but because the market never goes in a nice, steady direction, right? The market, there's this, right? It does this. If it goes down, there's a retracement, it pulls down. This is an order flow, right? And this is exactly what's happening here using smart money concepts. Right now, I'm not using trend lines, as you can see, because if you're using trend lines, I don't even know where you get in. Anyway, I used to do that, and don't do that anymore. So basically, I'm looking to get in somewhere here. This is a 4-hour candle. This is a banker's candle. This is the blue candle. The red candle is an engulfing candle. It broke structure, and you can see now it's coming very bullish, very on fire. So I might want to look at double mitigation, because you never know. It could break through this, right? It could break through this all the way up. Who knows, right? I mean, the banks do whatever they want to do. This is what my friend Jason says, right? If what I'm looking for here is potentially slow down and do kind of maybe a double mitigation, because the way it's coming, I might be looking to some accumulation, slow down to something like this, break structure again, and then come and grab a double mitigation, come and grab a candle that they leave, and we call it the banker's candle right here. Okay, this would be a green candle going all the way up, and then followed by clone. So followed by basically a red candle, and that would be my entry. So then this here would be my entry right here. So we'll see what it gives us, but this is a nice possible trade. And if we get in here, if this works out, then I'm looking at, let's see here, short. So let's just say I cover this wick, and I'm possibly looking at least coming down here. So we're looking at another, 2 to 4, 2 to 5, depends what's going on here. Depends of my drawdown on this trade. So it depends what the market gives us. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. I hope you're getting value. And again, trade your own risk. And if you want to learn more exactly how I actually find these trades, because I don't spend hours on a chart at all. As you saw earlier, I have alarms set up, and when the alarms, then my phone triggers. I have an alarm set up on TradingView. When the alarms trigger, take a look at the charts. This way, I spend a minute or two looking at it and setting it up, and I walk away. I put pending orders, I walk away. And in my community, we have trades being delivered to us. And we just spend a minute taking a look at the trade and see if it works our criteria, our game plan. If it fits your game plan, you take the trade. If it doesn't, there's always another one. But this is using smart money concepts. Hope you enjoyed. Talk to you very soon. And let me know if you like these trades. And if you do like these trades, these trainings, awesome. And click the link somewhere in the description or drop a comment if you want to learn more about the banker's candle strategy. Talk soon. Bye-bye.